Hey everyone, so as you might be aware, I'm all about automating things in the classroom and the library media space. So a couple of ways that I have automated is particularly exit tickets. I've used in the past and continue to use Nearpod, Google Forms, Answer Garden, and Poll Everywhere. I'm going to share 3 of those with you today. So let's get started.
Wow, he jumps! The crab jumps!
So one of my favorite ways to do exit tickets is through Answer Garden. Answer Garden is a free tool to use. When you get started, you just go to answergarden.ch or you can download it on the App Store. The app does cost money. However, you can create Answer Garden, type in your question or topic. And so I usually use these as like a quick exit ticket. So I might say something like, what are you going to research? Or what tool might you use? And just to get a quick scan of the class. So I'm going to put in, what database will you use? Now what's really cool is that you can do it as a brainstorm. They can submit an unlimited number. However, for something like this, I don't want them to. I just want them to select just one. And then depending, like, so I know like BrainPop is only 20, so I can have it a 20 character or a 40 character. And then what's nice about this is that you can type in a password, which makes it easy for you to go back to and edit. And then your email. And then those are some other, and I'm gonna click create. And then it's right here. Don't know why it's in German, but I can fix that, I'm sure. So if I wanted to go in and edit this, I go down and I click admin and edit topic. And then save. Now I'm going to show you what's nice is that, so what this does is it then creates a word cloud. So let's say that they put in BrainPop, submit, it's going to load. Or I'm going to type in Pebble Go. You'll see it load. And so what's really cool is that the more somebody responds, the bigger that word gets. So as you can see already, there are 2 responses for BrainPop. And what's nice is when you hover over it, you can get a quick snapshot to see how many people are going to use BrainPop, how many are going to use Pebble Go. And what's nice is that as the admin, when you go back in to edit it, if there's some misspellings, like particularly for the younger kids, then you can absolutely go back in and fix the spellings, or you can even delete ones that you don't want. The kids really love this because they can automatically see what they posted and what other people are posted to see what other people have in common. And of course, they love seeing their answers pop up on the screen. So typically when I use this, because they're younger, I don't give them the URL. However, you can do that. You could paste it into Seesaw. You could push it out through Google Classroom or Apple Classroom, or you could just have them type in the URL, which sometimes I do that with the older kids with their laptops. With the younger ones, I just create a QR code and I have them scan the QR code. And when you go into the admin, you can also wipe out. You can wipe this whole answer garden. So I'm going to wipe it and I'm going to click save. So that means every answer that they've ever put in can absolutely, well, be blank. So you can start with a fresh slate, which is awesome if you have more than one class and you're capturing that information before the next class. Another tool I like to use for exit tickets is Poll Everywhere, and Poll Everywhere lets you create a variety of tickets, a variety of questions or polls. I'm going to log in. This is also another free. This is also another free tool to use. And the other thing that's really nice is that there's also an extension for Google Slides. So when you're in Google Slides, you can pull down and you can just insert the poll and create the poll right while you're in Google Slides. I don't necessarily want to collect their names just because they're kids and I don't necessarily need it. Sometimes I do, but not necessarily. I'm going to click X. So this is pretty easy. As you can see, these are the polls that I have created. I'm going to click create just to give you a sense of what you can do. So you can create some multiple choice questions. You can have them very similar to Answer Garden. You can have them type in what they would like to, like a word cloud, just one word response. You can do a quick Q&A. You can have them rank things. You can have an image that they can click on. You can do a survey, an open-ended question, or you can do some different other things. The ones that I've used the most are the open-ended, the surveys, multiple choice, and the word clouds. Although these other ones do look, in the short answer, do look pretty interesting. So the question might be, as I saw that pop up for Comic-Con, which character will you dress as for Comic-Con 2018? I'm not going to group it, and then I'm going to click create. So this is where you just how many people can respond, how they can respond. So they can respond here. They can respond via text, which is great if you have allow kids to bring their cell phones in. Or I typically do this and just push this out to them, or I create a QR code for them to scan. And then when I go into, I usually do everyone with no restrictions because the QR code is typically inside the classroom and inside the library. Or sometimes I do have them create a screen name, and sometimes I just have them do it anonymous. It just depends. And I'm just going to change this to one time. And I'm not going to allow any changes. And I'm going to, can't do that because I don't have the, so schedule lock or unlock times. Hold on a second. Yep, in a minute. I'm not going to have an auto unlock. Do not automatically lock. And then to moderate. So I don't have the pro, so I can't. So now I'm going to click test. It says activate this poll to respond. So they can respond here, or I can click present. Now it tells you all the different ways you can present. You can do it in the presenter app. I can download the poll as a slide, or I can share it as a link. I can share it through email, Twitter, Facebook, which is pretty great. Or with a live audience, I can just show it. And then what they'll do is when I'm actually doing it, all they have to do is put this in, and then they can type in their answer. So all right, I'm ready to go. All right, so then as soon as I display it, I am good to go. So now I can present it. I'm going to present from the web. Full screen button at the top. There we go. No responses. And so as soon as they type it in, you'll see them pop up here. So that's pretty much with Pull Everywhere. Plus you can get the data afterwards. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like. So when you go into your polls, so let's say like I've done this before in the past, and I'm going to click on the responses. So I can kind of see it gives you a quick snapshot of the data, which is also really, really nice, particularly if you're doing a multiple choice. So one of the other ways that I do exit tickets, which is probably one of the most popular ways that I use them, is through Google Forms. And I call it an exit ticket / status of the class, depending on what I'm doing. So frequently I have the kids moving at their own pace. And this happens a lot with Makerspace with all the units that I do. And so this gives me a good status of the class so I know what they're working on. So when you go into Google Drive, more Google Forms, I'm going to create and share. And so one of the things I'm thinking about is at the beginning of the school year, they're going to be doing a lot of work and learning a lot of routines and procedures, as well as demonstrating that learning. So I'm going to call this Living. Ooh. I always forget how long it takes for Google Forms to load. So this is Living in the Library. I'm going to click up here to name it that. Untitled question, name. One of the things I love about Google Forms is that it automatically recognizes name as a short answer, and I'm going to make that required. And then my next question is, what did you work on today? Now, this one I typically do as a checkbox, just because sometimes they'll finish one thing and start working on another. So I might, so one of the things, book circulation is one choice they're going to have. Another choice is moving in the library. Comic-Con 2018 is another thing they're going to be doing. I actually have to check in my Canva stuff to see. Oh, how do we use library furniture? All right. This is going to be a required question. So usually I do this and then I do a check to see like how comfortable they feel with it. So this one I'm not, just because I'm going to have them post evidence in Seesaw, and then I'm going to use Seesaw as a way to evaluate their skills through there. Next, so instead I'm going to do next time I am ready to, and actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete. I am going to just duplicate this question. So where's the option to copy it? Here it is. So I'm going to click copy. Next time I am going to. This way it gives it a little bit of goal planning. And instead of a checkbox, I'm just going to do a multiple choice so that way they just do that. And that will give me a good snapshot of what they're working on and where to go. So I don't know. One of the things I love doing is choosing the backgrounds. And we got to work in school. Again, takes a while for it to load. I love the Jelly Bean one. I hardly ever use it, but I might use it this time. Actually, I'm going to use the bricks because we're laying the foundation, quote unquote. I'm going to double click it. It will load. Awesome. So this is another one where I'm ready. I'm going to click send, and I'm going to grab the link and I'm going to shorten it because I give them usually the shortened URL, and I also create a QR code for them just in case the QR code doesn't work.